From the 1940s to the 1970s, Los Angeles was home to weekly picnics at which the Sephardic community would get together to hear Ladino songs played live by Greek, Turkish, Armenian, and Jewish musicians. The majority of the Sephardim in attendance left the Ottoman Empire at the time of its transition into the Republic of Turkey, hence the picnic's nickname Turktown. However, Sephardim from opposing ends of the globe would recognize the same lyrics, and in some cases, even the same melodies. The styles in which the musicians performed these songs often implicitly illustrated the relationship between the Jews and the areas in which they lived through the use of borrowed language, borrowed melody, musical mode, and instrumentation. The Emily Senny collection at UCLA contains a vast number of Sephardic songs that accompanied the experience of those who emigrated from the Ottoman Empire and the Republic of Turkey in the late 1910s and early 1920s. These songs made their home in the US as the Sephardim established themselves in America, bringing with them the stylistic traces of the land and relationships that they left behind. Contrafact, the practice of imposing something new over something pre-existing, was used widely by the Sephardic musical community across the globe. By imposing Ladino lyrics on extant melodies from the various areas in which they had lived, Los Angeles Sephardim took pieces of their homelands to America, enabling them and their audiences to find meaning that strengthened their shared identities and provided a sense of comfort and belonging. This practice was one of the key vehicles by which the American Ladino music tradition was created. Isaac Senny, my great-grandfather and the oudist and singer who performed many of the songs included in UCLA's Emily Senny collection, led the music for the weekly Sephardic picnics that took place in Los Angeles' Ladera Park and Redondo Beach Park between the 1940s and the 1970s. He was said by his family to have left Turkey in order to avoid military conscription in his home in Edirne at the start of the Balkan Wars that preceded World War I. He came from a rich background, but when his father became a soldier, his mother was unable to sustain the family. When his aunt visited and found the family passed out on the floor from starvation, it was a wake-up call to his mother that it was time to move to Istanbul and earn enough money to start a better life. It was from there that Isaac later made his way to Cuba. Emily Senny, also pictured, my great-grandmother and wife of Isaac Senny, left Chorlu at the age of 14 in 1925 to join her brothers in Cuba as they waited to be admitted into the US. Emily loved music and dancing and attended many Sephardic dances in Havana. The two met at a Jewish dance in Cuba where Isaac was playing the oud. They later moved to New York together and were married on the famous Orchard Street in the 1920s in the slums of the Lower East Side. Isaac possessed an encyclopedic knowledge of Ladino songs and was asked to perform at events from what Emily called all four communities, meaning Turkish, Greek, Arab, and Hispanophone. The song I've chosen to share with you first represents the diversity of the Lower East Side at that time. While many argue that its melody originated in Turkey, it has unique lyrics from Serbia, Albania, Bosnia, Romania, Hungary, Egypt, Syria, Iran, and elsewhere. The first commercial recording of this melody in the US was played by the famous klezmer violinist Naftuli Brandwine and was titled Der Turk in America. Here's the Ladino version of Eskidara with its first verse in Turkish and the following verses in Ladino.